This week at Interior. In accordance with President Trump's guidelines for opening up America again, Secretary Bernhardt says Interior and the National Park Service are working to restore access to the American people's national parks as rapidly as possible. The Secretary says the health and safety of our visitors, employees, volunteers, and partners continues to be paramount. President Trump recognizes the magnificence and grandeur of our national park system and our ability to restore access to these lands in a safe manner. It is time the American people once again enjoy the incredible benefits of the great outdoors at our national parks, and we will be making that happen while working with our nation's governors. The National Park Service this week announced the return of Independence Day fireworks to Mount Rushmore National Memorial after an 11-year absence. The event will be held subject to appropriate weather, security, wildland fire conditions, and in accordance with the President's Opening Up America Again guidelines. Supporting Indian country and their response efforts against COVID-19 continues to be a top priority for the administration and the department. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has provided more than $500 million in funding to tribal governments and schools and distributed hundreds of thousands of surgical masks, gloves, disposable gowns, face shields, and other personal protective equipment. The Bureau of Land Management continues to implement its aggressive wildfire prevention strategy this year to protect vulnerable communities. BLM Montana and the Dakotas have successfully conducted prescribed burns at Kendall Coulee South. Prescribed burns are used to remove potential wildfires of fuel, limiting their potential damage. The National Park Service this week is announcing $7.7 million in grants to 18 projects in 12 states for the preservation of historic structures on campuses of historically black colleges and universities. Since the 1990s, the National Park Service has awarded more than $60 million in grants to cover 80 of the remaining HBCUs. Casey Hammond, Assistant Secretary of Land and Minerals Management, sat down with NBC to discuss important actions taken by President Trump and Secretary Bernhardt to lessen our dependence on foreign critical minerals like lithium, so we're not at the mercy of China and other nations for our energy sources. Lithium is a key component for renewable power sources like battery-powered cars and everyday products like tablets, mobile phones, and laptop computers. Interior recognized Sexual Assault Awareness Month with Denim Day this week. Interior is always striving to actively prevent and effectively respond to harassing conduct and provide employees with work environments that are respectful as well as physically, emotionally, and psychologically safe. Interior's leadership joined employees from around the country to take the I Support Sexual Respect pledge. And a portion of Denali National Park and Preserve has reopened. The National Park Service this week announced that the public will once again be able to access Denali Park Road up to the Mountain Vista Rest area. The park continues to encourage the public to practice proper social distancing and adhere to the state's travel guidance when accessing public lands. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. That's This Week at Interior.